Now on CoastTV News.
Water flooding in as money runs out. A study to combat this problem in Bethany Beach is still on hold.
The Lewis line in limbo for those that use the bus service. It's a valuable resource, but not enough people are using it.
Offshore wind in Maryland hits a snag, the latest on this green energy effort.
A second arrest after that high school gun scare. 2 Cape and Lopin students have now been charged.
And the showers we're tracking right now, where they're going to pop up over the weekend. We're going to give you the latest numbers and what to expect Saturday and Sunday.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
A changing wind, the Orsted offshore project is cutting out a key partner. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Mallory Metzner. Welcome to our news at 11. We begin tonight with a big shakeup in an already controversial project.
Orsted is breaking ties with the state of Maryland in what may be a bid to bring in more money.
CoastTV News reporter Charles Reinert is covering this story. He has details and new reaction from Governor Wes Moore.
It's a major 966 megawatt wind farm that the company Orsted is looking to build off the coast of Maryland. But after a new announcement today, they're severing ties with the state to do it. Orsted is now looking for private funding for its Skipjack project, calling the partnership with Maryland no longer commercially viable. Despite the change, the end goal is the same. David Hardy, Group Executive Vice President at Orsted, said today, "We will continue to advance Skipjack's wind development milestones, including construction and operations plan." People I spoke with tonight here in Ocean City said they're still not too enthusiastic about this project and are hoping that it just doesn't happen at all.
Is it producing jobs from the local area? I'm not too certain about that. Are the benefits from the wind farm coming to the area? I'm not too certain about that.
As Orsted continues to move forward, Maryland Governor Wes Moore now sees this announcement as a setback. In a statement, Governor Moore said he is, quote, disappointed by the news of Orsted's repositioning of the Skipjack wind project, an effort that has the capacity to impact the lives of so many Marylanders, end quote. The governor has been proactive in pushing a plan for the state to achieve 100% clean energy by the year 2035. He says he will continue to work to do that. I'm Charles Reinert in Ocean City, CoastTV News.
Breaking news tonight out of Long Neck, where a commercial fire was reported in a nursing home. In fact, the people that live in that nursing home were in the early stages of evacuation protocol. This was along John J. Williams Highway. Ultimately, that fire was contained to a mechanical room thanks to an on-site sprinkler system.
The evacuation was started, but as a result of the containment of the fire, there will be no residents displaced.
New tonight, we now know that the teens arrested for a gun that was brought to Cape and Lopin High School were not charged as adults. A second teen turned himself into Delaware State Police today. Troopers say a 15-year-old student passed the gun to a 17-year-old at a Rehoboth Beach home last Tuesday, and they conspired to conceal it at the school the following day. Troopers say the 15-year-old who turned himself in today is being charged with possession of a deadly weapon by a person under 18, possession of a firearm in a safe school zone, and conspiracy second degree. Police say the student was also issued a no-contact order with the Cape and Lopin School District. In a statement to CoastTV News, Superintendent Bob Fulton says the second arrest is a direct result of the Delaware State Police's investigation of last week's incident at Cape and Lopin High School. The district is continuing to fully cooperate with Delaware State Police, unquote. The district says neither student has returned to school since the incident on January 17th, and disciplinary actions will be addressed per both the Student Code of Conduct and state law.
New at 11, a man was arrested in Milton on felony gun charges this week. Delaware State Police say 32-year-old Alonzo Coker of Felton was speeding on Coastal Highway near Eagle Crest Road. Troopers say Coker's license was revoked and he had a gun concealed under things on the floor in the vehicle. Coker was committed to Sussex Correctional Institution on more than $25,000 cash bond, carrying a concealed firearm, felony possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, felony possession of a firearm by a person prohibited, driving with a suspended or revoked driver's license, speeding.
Taking a live look outside into West Ocean City, you can see that haze around the street lights there. It's a bit foggy out right now, so let's check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams, who joins us now with a look at our weather. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Mallory. We talked earlier about the likelihood of dense fog being a problem and possibly the dense fog advisory being extended. Well, that's indeed what has happened. Take a look, courtesy of our Milford camera. You can see more of a manifestation of the fog, which actually is a cloud on the ground, technically and meteorologically speaking. But that's what we're dealing with right now in Milford. And generally speaking, that extra moisture is helping to create a sprinkle or two from earlier this evening, but now just a bit foggy and drizzly and just hazy looking, so to speak. 58 degrees, what we're expecting by the early morning hours. Now, we already warmed to like 66, for example. In Georgetown, we had a high of 67 degrees in Salisbury. And by the way, if you want your weather forecast with a phone call, hey, we have a new weather line for you. It's 443-880-9100.
Give Paul a call. And for more weather updates, make sure to pull out your phones and scan the QR code for our First Alert weather app. You can download that app for free to get all the weather updates you need.
In health news, new at 11, a $1 million grant is set to increase primary care access in Sussex County. BB Healthcare says that the grant from Highmark, Delaware will help pay for a new clinic in Long Neck for the family medicine residency. BB says with the full complement of residents, the doctors will be able to provide about 7,000 primary care appointments. A groundbreaking event will be scheduled for later this year with the developer.
A bipartisan compromise on border security may be dead. The leading Republican candidate for president, former President Donald Trump, is now campaigning against the deal with Democrats.
Trump has written on social media that Republicans should reject a border deal unless members of his party get, quote, everything that they demand. But that's drawing the frustration of some GOP senators.
As Mike Valerio reports, that division could also put a deal on Ukraine out of reach.
In recent weeks, former president and current GOP presidential frontrunner Donald Trump has lobbied Republicans both in private and on social media to oppose the border compromise being hashed out in the Senate, according to GOP sources familiar with the conversations, in part because Trump wants to campaign on the issue, like here in South Carolina.
We're going to stop cold, the invasion on our border. That's an invasion, our southern border.
Some Senate Republicans are now furious that Trump may have effectively killed the emerging bipartisan deal over the southern border, likely depriving GOP members of Congress of a key legislative achievement on a pressing national priority.
I think the border is a very important issue for Donald Trump, and the fact that he would communicate to Republican senators and congresspeople that he doesn't want us to solve the border problem because he wants to blame Biden for it is really appalling.
Republican Senator Todd Young of Indiana credited fellow GOP Senator James Lankford of Oklahoma for making progress on the issue. But, Young added,
I think James Lankford's been working very hard to secure the southern border, to give the next president, whomever it is, more authority so that we can secure the southern border. So anything that interrupts that negotiation, I think, would be tragic.
Republicans have insisted the border must be dealt with before Ukraine aid can be approved. The new snag over immigration means a way forward for aiding Ukraine's defense against Russia remains unclear.
New tonight, a chemical emergency in Pocomoke today drew a large emergency response. The Worcester County Fire Marshal says one patient had been exposed to iodine monochloride at Rika Chemical Company. Two other victims also confirmed after another employee there and a first responder encountered the original patient during treatment. The fire marshal says hazmat team members entered the facility in fully encapsulated chemical restraint suits to document and render the scene safe before cleanup efforts could begin. The agency says all of the victims reported respiratory irritation and were decontaminated before being taken to the hospital for further evaluation and treatment.
High cost and low participation are causing Lewis City officials to decide what they should do about the Lewis Line's future. And doing away with the system is not completely off the table. Today, Lewis discussed some possible alternatives like an Uber-style bus system or cutting hours. CoastTV News reporter Elisa Weber met with people in Lewis who simply do not want to see the Lewis Line end.
Susan Curtis is an avid user of the Lewis line because it helps her get to work in downtown Lewis, especially during the busy summer season.
Well, for me, it's very convenient because it drops me off at one end of 2nd Street and picks me up at the other end at 3:30 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon when I want to go back. And I don't have to do anything. Just get on the bus and come to work.
If the Lewis line ends, Curtis says,
I would not be happy because I think it's a service we need.
According to city officials, 2024 is the last year of the Lewis line based on the city's agreement with DelDOT. City officials are looking into the future of the program because it says numbers show ridership is down. The city says a system where people can call a bus to pick them up is an option it's looking at, as well as a scaled-back program that would run 9 hours on Friday through Sunday. One council member, Joseph Edler, believes another bus system is not cost-effective.
In this day and age, when we're worrying about infrastructure in our city, as you will learn, there is a lot going on here. We need to be very cautious with our dollars. And I'm not sure that a city should be in the transportation business.
Businesses in Lewis say they have benefited from the bus system.
I think it's helped tremendously to get people in from other places, like the ferry and the beaches, and just come down 2nd Street and not have to worry about to pay for parking. I hope it continues, because it's brought a lot of people in here that probably may not venture in.
At Thursday's City Council meeting, one Lewis local recommended the city look into updating the appearance of the Lewis line buses so that they match the character of the city of Lewis. The future of the Lewis line will be further discussed at February's City Council meeting. In Lewis, I'm Lisa Weber, Coast TV News.
Hornkill Avenue homeowners are voicing their desire to connect to water and sewer services, sparking discussions about annexing into the city. A recent letter backed by several homeowners petitions for annexation of 11 lots, with the majority in favor. The City Council is considering offering financial support, but wants to see a revised petition with more signatures to proceed with an annexation study. The deadline for the updated petition is February 12th.
U.S. Senators Tom Carper and Todd Young have introduced the Barcode Efficiency Act. It's a bipartisan effort aimed at streamlining the IRS. The new legislation proposes the use of 2D barcodes, and that would improve processing of paper tax returns. This technology could reduce IRS backlogs and speed up refunds for millions of Americans filing paper returns. The initiative marks a step towards modernization of the IRS system and ensuring faster, more accurate tax processing.
A study that aims to fix flooding still has an uncertain future in Bethany Beach. According to Bethany Beach's assistant town manager, there is still no update on when the Back Bay study could start again due to lack of funding. The project, being handled by the Army Corps of Engineers and DENREC, looks to fix issues with flooding and prepare coastal towns for big storms. One Bethany Beach local says something needs to be done to fix flooding issues, and now.
It's bad for the people of the town, it's bad for the businesses of the town, it's bad for tourists, it's just bad for the environment, it's bad for everybody.
The town's Stormwater and Flooding Committee talked about this and other flooding topics this afternoon. The committee will be meeting again in 2 months. We're thrilled to announce that Coast TV has a brand new Facebook page for the latest in news, exclusive content, and interactive discussions. Make sure to visit and follow our new page there. Just head over to facebook.com/CoastTVNBC, or you can scan the QR code appearing on your screen right now to stay connected with us.
We've got a lot more to get to tonight.
Still to come, grand opening. This new facility for people with Down syndrome and their families is going to save both time and hassle with help right here on the coast.
A consistent pelting of precipitation is possible over the next few days in a row. We'll have more on that coming up in a moment.
Coming up next, back to the soil. This eco-friendly alternative to caskets and cremation is growing in popularity. We'll be back in just 60 seconds.
Thursday through Monday only, you'll love the savings at Johnny Janasic's 5-day sale. Save up to 50% store-wide. Plus, take an extra 10% off our everyday low prices, including clearance items. But it all ends Monday at Johnny Janasic.
Let's go! No matter what team you're rooting for on Sunday, we all feel better with a win at home. Just like Toyota always wins on the road. And Toyota dealers have more vehicles available now than in recent years, making it a good time to get a great deal. Like special financing as low as 4.99% on legendary favorites, Camry and Corolla. It's game on at Toyota, official partner of the NFL. Toyota, let's go places.
If you're not sleeping well, Johnny Janosic is here to help. Purchase any mattress of $1699.95 or more and get a free pillow set, a free sheet set, and $400 off any Rise Home Power Base. Shop Johnny Janosic's Mattress World.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
It can be a tricky topic to discuss. Death is always a somber subject. But for those who are considering what they want done with their bodies after they pass away, there are a number of options.
A burial, cremation, you can even donate your body to science. And now the House of Representatives here in Delaware is considering legislation around natural organic reduction.
As Coast TV News reporter Tori Seagraves explains, it's an eco-friendly option that's growing in popularity.
A bed of flowers, a tree at the center of a community, and a link to loved ones lost. There's a growing and eco-friendly trend towards respectfully recycling human remains by turning them into a soil. Ryan Biddle lost his brother recently and thinks a natural way to go is common sense.
I mean, they're going to be underground anyway, or wherever they're going to be, and it might as well bring some nice life to it.
Parcell Funeral Home in Lewis says this process is similar to cremation, but without the carbon emissions.
I think this gives a gentle alternative to some of the disposition options that are out there, and I think everyone has considered reducing their carbon footprint or a way we can help to protect our environment going forward.
But it's not for everyone. Sometimes new feels like a break from tradition.
I just want to get cremated, that's it, just like my wife.
Any option you choose will be deeply personal. And Parcell believes this alternative is a good way to finish a life led in the name of nature.
It's about creating value to a family that you're serving and what is something that would be meaningful to the life that they led. So if you led a life where you're in nature, where you're outdoors, where you had a beautiful garden or you had a vegetable garden or a sharecrop, this is about honoring a life and really honoring a different type of lifestyle.
A true circle of life, turning one person's end into a legacy that lives on.
Next, the bill on natural organic reduction will go to the Senate. If approved, it will take at least 12 months before this becomes an option in funeral homes. In the meantime, there are still options like a casket. I'm Tori Seagraves in Lewis, Coast TV News.
This brings us right into our Coast TV poll. We want to know, would you ever consider human composting for end-of-life services? We've seen this number go back and forth all night long, so let's look at the results here.
Looks like right now 35% say definitely, 9% saying maybe, 50% say unlikely, and 6% would like traditional processes only.
Now you can still vote on this. Go to coasttvnews.com or use the Coast TV mobile app, and you can always find the updates online.
Well, one thing you can also find online is our app. Be sure you pull out your phone, put it on camera, and scan the QR code right here in the corner so that you'll know what's going on in your neighborhood. And by the way, that app travels very well. So if you're visiting for today, it can go with you wherever you're going back home, and it'll still be applicable to your weather. It's really neat, really neat. All right, so courtesy of our Irish Eyes camera in Lewis, right now we're holding at 52 degrees with the winds right now pushing primarily out of the north and the temperatures in the 50s. Now, we are going to see the temperatures go up a little bit overnight, which is a little bit odd. It's okay because of the thick cloud cover. It's going to act like a big blanket or a grandmama's quilt and keep us warm throughout the rest of the night. But the rain's going to come to an end by midnight, so most of the precipitation should be out of the way. Courtesy of our Spicer Brothers camera in Salisbury, we can see the tremendous amount of fog that's in place right now, which is why the dense fog advisory has been extended for the entire viewing area until like tomorrow morning. Temperatures in the 60s with a lot of fog continuing. Here's a look at our visibility. We're down to 3/4 of a mile in Georgetown, 3/4 of a mile in Ocean City. Now we're clear in Salisbury at the official Salisbury site, but our camera showed something a little bit differently. And of course, right along the coast, it's down to near zero visibility. So the dense fog marine advisory is in effect at least until 1 o'clock probably will be extended a little bit longer than that from Bay Park all the way down towards Ocean City and West Ocean City, meaning that visibility is down to a mile or less throughout most of the area. Stationary boundary, which is kind of meandering and waffling just to our north and over our immediate area, will keep us within that back and forth kind of a feel with the precipitation pattern as well. 11:30 scattered showers. 3:30 it stops. 8:30 we have spot showers popping back up again along Highway 9 between Georgetown and Lewis. Then as we go into the afternoon, we'll see a peak of some sunshine right around 4:30. This is where we might have that opportunity for the temperatures to go to near 70 degrees. Now for the last 24 hours, we've had a 1/10 of an inch of rain for areas like Prime Hook, Greenwood, Seaford, and Ellendale. But the rain has been really limited, even though it's been steady, drizzly throughout the day, but not really steady with the rain. We're at 57 degrees in Greenwood, Redden, as well as Georgetown, but we're at 62 degrees in Seaford and 63 in Delmar. Now, when you take a look at our expectations for Friday, we're looking for spotty showers. Saturday, the winds change direction out of the north. And then as we go into Saturday evening, the cloud cover thickens back up and our chances of rain come back into the forecast. As you can see, for late Friday, Saturday night going into Sunday morning. And the amount of rain that we're talking about, well, to be quite honest, from Friday, we're looking at about 1/10 of an inch. But then after Friday going into Saturday, we're not looking at too much more after that. The models are just not staying very impressive as far as the amount of rain is concerned, generally speaking. 57 for tonight, 68 for tomorrow with spotty showers, and 54 for us on Saturday. Here's a look at the extended forecast.
Oh, thank you. Coming up next, closer to home for people with Down syndrome and their families. There's now a new place to get help, and it's here in Southern Delaware.
If you're not sleeping well, Johnny Janosic is here to help. Purchase any mattress of $1699.95 or more and get a free pillow set, a free sheet set, and $400 off any Rise Home Power Base. Shop Johnny Janosic's Mattress World.
Choice Hotels is a family of brands with a hotel for any traveler you want to be. Like #1 Chef Dad cooking up a free hot breakfast for the entire family at a comfort hotel.
Mom made this.
I added the garnish. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
Make the Connection provides veterans with resources and information about issues affecting their mental health, well-being, and everyday lives. Learn about the resources available to veterans at maketheconnection.net.
Hi, it's Peter Guida, and on this episode of McQueen Classics, we're going to define what a classic car is. Any car 25 years or older, 1997 and below. So if it's languishing in your garage, we're going to come get it. We're going to turn it into cash. We're going to help you sell it. Seriously, we're going to come get it. It's time for the ride of your dreams from McQueen's. Behind the new Redners on Route 9 in Lewis.
Life. Just when you think you've got it made, you've got another thing coming. To which we say, bring it on. Your heart needs a hand? We've got hands committed to saving hundreds of hearts each year. You're facing a storm? Hey, storm, is that all you got? Because we've got more. More ways to help, to provide hope with a commitment to your health that runs deep.
If you're not sleeping well, Johnny Janosic is here to help. Purchase any mattress of $1699.95 or more and get a free pillow set, a free sheet set, and $400 off any Rise Home Power Base. Shop Johnny Janosic's Mattress World.
In health news, a new office has opened in Milton, and it's going to offer more support for people with Down syndrome and their families. The Down Syndrome Association held a grand opening this afternoon to showcase the new facility, and that is located on Meadowview Drive. The new office has conference and meeting rooms, a large fenced-in playground, and while they will offer services to families across the state, the big win here is for those that live in southern Delaware. The Milton office is going to save them time and make it easier to get help when needed.
We are very excited. We normally travel to events in Newark, and so we're excited to have something closer to home. We're excited about the opportunities.
I'm so happy that we're going to have hopefully more activities for our young adults to participate in.
And how about this? The opening actually well ahead of schedule. It It wasn't supposed to open for about another year. Money from private businesses, individuals, and the American Rescue Plan made it possible to speed things up.
The town of Greenwood is now accepting requests from teams, leagues, or other organizations who wish to reserve the town's ball field in advance for organized sports and recreational activities. These scheduled requests for the spring and early summer season have been extended to February 29th due to late notice. Forms can be found at the town offices. The town says reservations will be approved first come, first serve.
Coming up in sports, the Philadelphia Eagles have made a change to their coaching staff. Nick Sirianni is safe, but he's adding some veteran help.
And next, courts, kids, and guns. A new law being debated in the Maryland House of Representatives that would change how specific juvenile crimes are handled.
Hey moms, you know those unforgettable face palms? Those moments that leave us both laughing and sighing. They're not just mishaps, there are shared stories. Share your unique mom moments with us. Go to coastlife.com/mom.
Embrace a new journey and kickstart your New Year's resolution in a brand new Subaru from Gateway Subaru. Discover the 2024 Subaru Outback, which represents Subaru's commitment to safety, innovation, and adventure. Right now, lease a new 2024 Subaru Outback for only $299 a month, or take advantage of financing rates as low as 1.9%. Plus, Gateway has more in-stock Subaru inventory to choose from than other dealers have combined. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
From inside Iran, from Israel, from Florida, from Lewiston, Maine. Part of our continued reporting. This is what a country at war looks like. Women, children. What is it like? Countless neighborhoods across the region that look just like this. Everybody good? It took for all this damage to occur.
Middays with me, April Brilliant. It's a feel-good show on your radio.
April is the easiest way to get through your workday.
She can play your favorite song.
She can help you find your furry friend.
The easiest way to get through your workday is with April.
She really makes you feel special.
Hey friends, hang out with me weekdays here on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3 each day from 10 to 3.
Hi everybody, good morning. Welcome to Today.
Every day.
We are adding to the star power in our studio.
The biggest names, only on Today.
Worth coming in this early, right? Stick around, y'all. These guys are going to be back.
We work here now.
Legit legend right here in Studio 1.
We got Olivia Rodrigo.
We're just getting started, folks.
This is Scarlett. She would like to direct the show. Can we go to commercial break now?
Everything and everyone you're talking about, only on Today.
All new Drew.
From the Oscar-nominated film American Fiction.
It just blows your doors off.
Erica Alexander. Plus, Drew's big surprise, Fit for a Queen.
No! Hey, Erica, surprise!
Friday at noon on CoastTV.
Juvenile Justice Restoration Act of 2024. That is what the Maryland House is debating right now. If implemented, this law will change how courts handle cases that involve children and guns. It's designed to make sure that children aged 10 and above who are involved in gun-related crimes are dealt with in juvenile court. The law also includes rules about when police can question these children. The aim is to start using this law from October next year.
The Maryland State Board of Education is advancing its search for a new state superintendent of schools. The board says it collected input from educators, parents, and community members. A profile was created to outline the qualities desired in the next superintendent. It emphasizes innovation, collaboration, and reform. Applications for the position are open until March 1st.
A new playground is coming to Harrington. According to the city, phase 1 of the outdoor recreation facility is set to begin behind the Parks and Recreation building. You can see the design of the playground on your screen next to me. This playground is designed for children aged 2 to 12. In just a few months, a ribbon-cutting ceremony will mark its opening, and it's going to be available every day from dawn till dusk.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Good evening, sports fans. As the focus of the NFL world continues into championship weekend, the Philadelphia Eagles have made a coaching move. And no, it's not the head coach, Nick Sirianni. He'll return for his 4th year as the head man in Philly, but now he'll have some veteran help on the staff. Earlier today, the Eagles officially signed Vic Fangio to be the team's new defensive coordinator. It comes on the heels of a tumultuous end to the season on that side of the ball for the Birds. Sean Desai was hired as the Eagles' defensive coordinator this past year, but had play-calling duties stripped from him heading into a December matchup against Seattle. Then, assistant coach Matt Patricia was handed the reins, and things didn't get much better, leading to a 1-6 finish to end the year. Fangio has experience with the Birds, serving as a consultant last season in the 2 weeks leading up to Super Bowl 57. The 65-year-old has 37 years of NFL coaching experience, most recently spending this past year as the defending defensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins. Under Fangio, the Dolphins' D was 10th in yards allowed per game and had the 3rd most sacks in the NFL with 56. And of course, good news to Philly fans' ears, he loves the Philadelphia Phillies, so while he's also moving closer to family, he's getting closer to the Phils. Now, the Eagles aren't done just yet. They still have to fill their offensive coordinator spot after moving on from Brian Johnson. That'll do it for sports. Have a good night.
Grace Home Furnishings in Easton has extended their final sale due to the snow. Final week only now through January 31st. Every item marked down to 75% off. Famous brand names at rock bottom prices. So get there fast before it's all gone.
Positive, focused,
supportive, and goal-oriented. These are just a few qualities of coaches who inspire their athletes.
Each month, the Preston Automotive Group will select a coach who makes a difference and make a $500 donation to their organization. Then at the end of the year, 3 of these coaches will receive an extra donation to their program.
Nominate your coach today at DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com under the Features tab.
Delmarva Sports Network Coach Who Makes a Difference. Brought to you by Preston Automotive Group.
Purchasing diamond jewelry or any jewelry, remember Robinsons, where we sell only earth-grown diamonds, not the fake lab-created whose values have dropped. Robinsons Jewelers can design or repair any jewelry, as Robinsons is the largest jewelry store on Delmarva with 8 jewelers on staff. Although we are known for being coin and clock experts, we want you to know we are the expert jewelers of Delmarva. Chain repairs to ring sizings to custom-made engagement rings, Robinsons is your jewelry expert.
To learn more about Robinsons family of business, the coin and jewelry experts, visit Delmarva Experts on WBOC.com.
Solo Cup Saturday night. It's an alternative country party with me, Jared. Brought to you by Midshore Recyclers Incorporated. Saturdays at 7 on Coast Country, 103.9 and 106.3.
Take the DSN app with you wherever you go and never miss a game from your favorite local team. Whether you're on the road, stuck at the office, or out with friends and family, the DSN app notifies you when your team is on live, so you can watch the game as it happens or watch videos on demand. Keep up with local sports all from one app. From your mobile device to Fire Stick, Roku, and Apple TV, download the DSN app today. Driven by Preston Automotive Group.
Grace Home Furnishings in Easton has extended their final sale due to the snow. Final week only now through January 31st. Every item marked down to 75% off. Famous brand names at rock bottom prices. So get there fast before it's all gone.
Satisfy your sweet tooth and warm up at Cape and Lopin High School next weekend for the Hot Chocolate Festival. Event host Saltwater Roots Boutique is bringing a hot chocolate bar with lots of toppings, baked goods, a Winter Games kids zone, and more than 80 shops. Grab your cup of post-Christmas cheer on February 3rd from 11 to 3.
Sounds like a winning chocolate situation for me. All right, so Ron Loving, congratulations from Millsboro. You're our new winner, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. And, pretty neat umbrella, and it's going to be very handy, actually. Take a look at our Orsted camera. You can see how dense the fog is right now. And just, it's a tough hair day, even for me. I mean, it's making my coif go down just a little bit. But we're looking at temperatures in the 50s. Now, what little rain we have is going to come to an end at about, let's say, 1 o'clock, but we're still going to stay very foggy with that cloud on the ground, better known as fog. Now, the marine fog advisory is going to stay in effect for the area going into all of tomorrow morning, so it's going to be hard to see, period. Here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast.
We can't let Paul lie to the people. Perfectly coiffed every single day,
Works
Paul.
for me.
Thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.